Hey, everybody, welcome back to Project Overflow. We're so excited to be with you here again today. And I have my partner in crime, Zuan, there. Hi, Zuan, how are you doing?
Hello, hi everybody.
Yes, and as you can see, we're still, away from each other. We're not back at our studio yet. And but nevertheless, we would like to continue down this track. And even more importantly, why we're doing this is because Malaysia is going through this, continuous different series of MCO. And I think it's bringing a lot of stress and a lot of uncertainty to a lot of people. And that's why it's very important for us to get a grip of our money and our own finances. And so today we actually want to talk about investing. Actually, we're going to start a series on investing. But before we do that, if you're here for the very first time, welcome to our Project Overflow channel. Over here, we discuss everything about your personal money and how can you manage your personal money. Now, we have a lot of videos out there in YouTube that is from people from other countries, but we want to specifically talk about Malaysia and also the country around us in terms of Southeast Asia and bringing the most relevant in terms of what we feel to you. All right. So if you've not liked and subscribed, do smash that like and smash that subscribe. Okay. So that you know and turn on the notification bell so that you know when our next video is. Okay. So we'll get started with this. All right. So recently we were sent this article and there's this question that asks the 5 questions to be asked before you start investing. Now, that is very interesting. We actually sat down and talked a little bit about this and read through the article, but we felt that, hey, we're not going to use that as a guide, but we're going to use what we, as being Malaysians and as being people who are in the marketplace in Malaysia, to talk about this in terms of our personal and private portfolios. All right. So maybe Zuan, when you talk about investing, what do you have in mind
Oh,
before we go
okay.
to the 5 questions? Oh, maybe we should go through question by question. I think it'll make more sense, right? So
Yeah, I think we
yeah.
can go through
So
with the
the
questions.
the 5 questions are: how much money do I need to start?
Mm,
What is the risk tolerance? What should I start investing in? What is diversification? And who should I trust? I think the last one is the most last question is the most interesting one. But then again, before we even get into how much money do I need to start, we really need to find out, what kind of different investment opportunities are there here for Malaysians, especially for the guy who doesn't have a lot of money. What is your take to this?
wow. I looking at this is I would actually look at, for me, since the 5 questions: how much money do I need to start? What is risk tolerance? What should I start investing in? What is diversification? And who should I trust? Right. What the first thing that came to my mind when I was reading this article and also thinking about these questions, I think at the end of the day, for me, is the first question that I would actually ask is, why am I investing? What is the purpose of investing, right? So that is for me before determining the rest of the questions. So for example, if I need to know, I need a goal in terms of my investment. If let's say my investment is just to set aside money, so that when I need it, it's always there, then it changes. It changes the vehicle. It changes the how much money do I need to start? Because for me, is I always like to go into something knowing what is the goal or what is the end in mind, instead of just putting money, right? So that is my take on it. And also what came through my mind is I was just thinking when I was younger, right? This word investing is very interesting, and how I approach the word investing is basically, if I put money, I'll make more money. So that is my concept of investing. And through the years, I found out that that is actually, there's a very fine line between investing and gambling, right? So yeah, so what's the difference? Yeah, if we go to a casino, let's say we put money in the hopes to make more money, right? Double, triple, making even more, right? So what's the fine line between investing and also gambling? Yeah. So this is the first thought that came into
Yeah,
my mind. Yep.
and you're right. That's a very interesting thought to have. I think a lot of Malaysians, we have grown up learning that investing and, like you say, gambling actually is blurred. The lines, rather than a fine line, is actually blurred, right? So that's why you would find that a lot of Malaysians actually are tempted by money games, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who are watching from overseas, money games are investment programs where you put in money, and you get other people to join, and then the more people you get to join, the more money you make back, and you have a multi-level distribution channel within that. And so if the people below you brought in more people, then everybody gets paid more. And in fact, most of these money games will go bust very quickly. Okay, so and having said that, right? So what do you think are if I'm not looking at money games, then how can I be investing my money?
Okay. I guess this, since we're talking about this series, right, investment series, and we're going to divert a little bit before we go into the questions. For me, is I came to, I've been through that. Like I said, I've invested money into business, into myself, into a lot of things, right? And finally, what when I came, not to say I came to my senses, I made a lot of money, lose a lot of money, and then just going through that experience, what I realized is, and this started me on my financial planning journey, or the journey of now really looking at my finances properly, and in turn, that's how I found a financial planner and whatnot to help me to get there, right? So there's this very interesting thing. So investing, right? As we're studying it and looking through internet, nothing fancy. When I say studying, means research, Google, right, YouTube, and all. So I can relate. I found one chart that I could relate to. I can't remember what is it called, but the first rule of investing is actually insurance. Okay, that's the first pillar. So that really caught my attention because I didn't know insurance can be an investment as well. Meaning that if you follow some of our series, I've actually mentioned that I buy it for the sake of buying. It's good to have one. Then once I understood that you can use it as an investment vehicle to get you where you want to go, then I treat it as an investment that I set aside. So that was my very first awareness stage. And once I got that done, then I moved into what they call a growth, right? Growth. So there's a certain portfolios or certain vehicles that you can use to now to grow your investment, and the numbers or the projected returns there is actually not very impressive.
Mm.
Is we're looking at 6-7%, but it's safe, it's steady, it is to grow, is to grow your is to grow your investment. So I was thinking like, okay, I might need that, and there's a reason for that, and it's very long term, right? So I settled with something about 7% because I'm investing, see the term again, investing for the long term. And once that is taken care of, then I move into the next stage where they call this is where some things get a little bit more interesting. They call it the speculation stage. Okay, so there's a lot of speculation, like stocks, for example, like even Bitcoin, like Forex, even businesses is speculation, because we actually buy hoping that the business will grow, or whatever vehicles that we are investing into, even commodities and whatnot, right? With the potential of growing, right? So that's what speculation is. So this one, okay, it is slightly better. We are looking at somewhere between 10 to 20% conservatively. So that's how I was exposed to the word investing properly, that there's actually stages, and there's vehicles, and there's also expected returns. So that's how I started with this. Yeah.
Okay, I think that is a valid kind of thoughts, or in terms of whatever research that you have done, starting with insurance, and then the next part is actually looking at speculative stocks, right? So for me, I don't look at investing in stocks as speculation, because I actually look at them as in owning a portion of a company,
Yep.
right? So I rather look at it that way, and that's where we differ. I come from a banking background, and when we do this thing called DD, or due diligence, okay, meaning you actually find out more about the company you're investing in. So that's when it makes a huge difference, right? So you do something called an analysis of the company, right? So how well they're doing, what are they selling, and why would you want to support that company? So if you look at that, then there are a lot of very good companies out there that does things right and actually serve the people, and I would look at investing in stocks in that manner. So it's probably impossible for any one of us to look at starting maybe a construction company of our own to make money from today, right? Because we don't have millions and millions or hundreds of millions of dollars to do those projects, but we're able to actually go to the stock market and look at construction companies that are actually producing buildings and producing projects that are actually helping the country and making money. And so when we invest a dollar or a ringgit into that company, when that company makes money, we actually make something called a dividend. And also, on the other hand, is when the company do better and better, the appreciation of the stock value goes up as well. And that's when you can buy the stock for the purpose of getting dividends from them, and also for the appreciation in terms of the stock, the stocks that you hold of that company. So I look at it that way rather than purely speculation. I think there is room for that, but that goes a little bit deeper into probably in the series we'll actually talk about portfolio diversification and so on and so forth. But we're looking at different opportunities to invest, right? So let's name them, right? So you've named insurance, you've also named stocks. What other areas do you think constitute investing rather than gambling?